Good morning, Get Rex for Recovery crew. I didn't get eaten by a bear last night. Thank you, Jesus. Wow, what a night. So, as I passed the bear and started singing, I just really started making noise just so that, a lot of people jog with bear bells, and Nico got my bike so oiled and clean and nice that coming up hills, it's making no noise. So I was like, I'd rather scare them away first than just kind of be, us both surprise each other. Hey, how you doing, bear? Roar, don't want that kind of thing happening. So, I came down a hill. There was a campground. I pulled off into it. There was an RV there, and I asked him, I said, where's the campground at? He said, about 4 miles down this gravel road. I said, nope. He said, sometimes people put their tents right here by the entrance, though, you don't have to go all the way down the road. He said, but there is an active female grizzly in the area. And so I showed him the little clip of the video from yesterday of the bear that was looking at me from the woods. And he was like, I think that's her. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep going. So I rode after dark up the hill about another 1.5 miles and just literally pulled off in the meadow on the side of the road. I'm 50 feet from traffic going by. It's okay. I'm in, a national forest, so it's allowed. But I went to hang my food basket or bucket last night. Couldn't find a tree limb, so I walked it across the road, 100 yards down the road, and then, across the road and put it at the tree line. And so it didn't get messed with. I got up and checked this morning. And then I got back here to camp and it started to rain. And so I was like, well, I'm here for a little bit longer. So it's 10 o'clock now. But it's day 54 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour, a bicycle trip across America to raise awareness that addiction recovery options are available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, there's Celebrate Recoveries, there's rescue missions. There's so many places that don't charge anything that just want to help you if you have an addiction problem. Just talking to you, may help. And so I would love to talk to you if you are addicted. You can find me on Facebook, Adam Lineberry, Mobile, Alabama. And I can resource any option, that we can come up with nationwide to try and find you the help that you need. So today I'm halfway up Togwotee Pass. I'm about 1 mile from the Togwotee Mountain Lodge. And then I'll have about 6 more miles of uphill before I'll actually cross Togwotee Pass. I'm going to go downhill to the Falls Campground, check out the falls, and then downhill to Dubois. It looks like I'm downhill for the next couple of days, which is going to be very nice. Mostly downhill all the way to Rawlins. So maybe this is the last real big pass that I'll pass before Hoosier Pass. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't looked that far ahead. I haven't even ordered the next map yet. My map currently ends at Rawlins, Wyoming. So, I am going to get everything packed up. The rain has quit. I got to speak to Dr. James Graham with IGO and Jay Boggs with IGO for a good hour this morning. Had a great conversation with them. And, just really loving what the Lord is doing on this trip and excited about today. Just got to get over this hump. 6 more miles, Adam. You can do it. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'm going to get on the road, and you'll see more of that right about now. Here's the one downside to setting up the tent at night. These giant moose tracks go right past my tent. So it finally quit raining. It wasn't too heavy of a rain at all. It was not bad at all. But I just got off the phone with the associate pastor, Randy Presley, at Luke 4:18 Fellowship, which is my home church. It's the church that I'm commissioned out of. And, they've helped so many times throughout Redeeming Eden's history. They bought the first bicycle and the first camping gear back on the Florida tour. They paid for the train ticket for me to ride up to Seattle, but they just their missions committee met and is now backing Redeeming Eden. So they gave a substantial donation, the largest that this ministry has received yet to keep the ride going. So I was overwhelmed. I couldn't even really speak. It's been a good hour since then now. But I'm so thankful for Luke 4:18. Wonderful pastor, David Bullock. Our pastor emeritus is Fred Wolf. He was with Cottage Hill Baptist Church for years in Mobile, Alabama, back in the 70s and 80s. And he started Luke 4:18 Fellowship in 2008, and I've been going there ever since. And so just wonderful men of God. If you get a chance, search Luke 4:18 Fellowship on Facebook, like the page, and you can watch the sermons that our pastor David brings on Sundays and Wednesdays. If your church is closed down right now, it's definitely a message straight from the Word of God, and it's always an inspiration and uplifting to me to hear David preach. So again, thank you so much, Luke 4:18 Fellowship. And yeah, if you're following Redeeming Eden, go follow Luke 4:18 Fellowship too. I love you guys. I'll see you later. So the Togwotee Mountain Lodge food and beverage is closed for the season because of COVID. Luckily, yesterday I got an extra Italian style wrap with 26 grams of protein. I went ahead here and bought this Hillshire meat, cheese, and cracker platter, the good old-fashioned Pop-Tart, and of course Coca-Cola. And yeah, still no camp fuel. Still trying to find a store with camp fuel. The guy inside told me that Lava Mountain, which is about 15 miles away, so it's 8 miles up over the pass and then 6 miles down or 7 miles down to Lava Mountain, that they may have it. But the next place is going to be Dubois, which is where I plan on getting to tonight. So it shouldn't be too terribly bad. I should be able to find it soon and be able to cook a warm meal around a lot of these restaurants that either aren't serving or aren't existent. Anyway, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat. Oh man, this one's hard to get to. This was 17 miles, I think, from the 7-mile marker. I don't even know the last mile marker. All I know is that the sign across the street that you'll see in just a second says 6% grade for the next 17 miles, and that's exactly what it was. Oh goodness, the last maybe mile, I could see the pass, and I just reached this breaking point where I was like, I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk. I can't do it. So I pushed the bike up and got about a half mile away, and I was like, I'm gonna ride. I can do this. I'm gonna ride. So anyway, I just pulled off up here to take this video, and a guy pulled up named Steve, and he has hiked the Pacific Crest Trail, and he's wanting to do the Continental Divide Trail. And I didn't know that this was part of the Continental Divide. So I'm crossing it again. As a matter of fact, that is the CDT, the Continental Divide Trail, right there. That hikers hike to go down the Continental Divide in the United States of America. Yeah, and so there's a sign right over here and everything. Missed it all. But, yeah, 9,584 feet up in the air. I almost want to climb like one of these mountains around here, a couple, 400 feet, just to say I crossed 10 grand, but I am so tired, there's no way. It's 2:46 in the afternoon. I think I left camp around 11-ish. So the last, golly, 12 miles have taken me 3 or 4 hours. I mean, it's slow. It's just it's a constant push. There's a couple flat spots, maybe a mile or two where you're okay, a little downhill coast, but everything else is just a constant push, 20 miles worth of uphill. So yeah, I'm done with this. I'm going to take a video of the Continental Divide Trail sign, of the 6% grade for the next 17 miles sign, and then I'm going to head down the hill, and that's the next thing you guys are going to see. I love you. I'll see you later. Well, it's finally that time again. I have these beautiful falls to sit here and look at. And I feel like my little friend has been lonely. Time to take him out of his cage and let him go free. All right, so I got here to the falls. Took my little friend out, my drone, sent it out that way, and this is what happened. So somewhere out there I got a motor speed error, and it said return to home promptly, so I started to fly it back in, turned it around, nothing doing. I watched it fall all the way to the ground through a tree, so it landed lightly, but it's way down a hill across the valley, so it looks like I got a little bit of hiking to do. Yuck. Look at that little fella. So I'm being very quiet. Because I have followed game trails all the way down here to this drone. I'm glad I've got it. But I'm going to be even more glad when I get back up to the bicycle. This was not a good idea. Well, that was a hike. Yikes. I've got little pricklies all over my legs. I cut that leg open. But got the drone. One thing I like about the DJI Fly app is that it, you know, gives you the GPS location and makes the drone beep until you go pick it up. One thing I don't like about DJI is that it gave me a motor speed error in the air and just quit. I guess that's possible with any drone. I never actually read any instructions about how high you can fly it. I didn't even really think about it. It gave me a little high altitude, you know, braking distance is slowed down. But I wasn't thinking about the fact that I'm, you know, 9,000 feet up in the air, and this thing's made to go, you know, no more than, I guess, a kilometer or so. So maybe the motors were spinning so fast to hold it up in the air, it just panicked. Which is fine. I'm gonna try it out later. Boy, that was interesting. I tell you, I had my finger on the SOS button on my Garmin, ready to hit it. I was saying, "Hey bear, yo bear," the whole way down, the whole way back up. I'd pause and listen, see if anything was moving around me. But I did. I followed moose, bear, and deer tracks and droppings all the way down different directions until I got to it. And then the reason I got so many stickers on me is on the way back up, I just took a direct route straight up the hill to the highway through all the stuff. But yeah, don't recommend that. I'm only actually uploading this and showing you to let you know what not to do if you lose your drone at 9,000 feet in the Shoshone National Forest where grizzly bears live. Really still don't know why I did it, but it is an important tool for, you know, the video ministry that I have currently. So, you know, another thought I had this several days ago, but it really struck me hard going down into here, was when David killed the bear barehanded. I wonder what kind of bear it was. Thoughts from the middle of the forest. The new edition. Anyway, I got to keep going to Dubois. I'm spent from climbing that hill back up. I mean, it was a long way down. I mean, the base of the waterfall type down. So, here goes nothing. I'm just riding along, minding my own business, you know. Come around the corner of the Wind River and find this. Oh man. I didn't know anything like that existed in Wyoming. It's so beautiful. Right, so it's the end of the day. I got here to Dubois campground. I called the sheriff's office because nobody was answering the phone at any of the campgrounds. And the KOA was way too expensive, and he mentioned this campground. So I got a little pizza, came down here, started to charge everything, took the drone out, flew it. This happened. got it drying out now. Gonna see what's wrong with it. I guess it's the altitude. I really have no idea at this point, unless there's just something wrong with it. I haven't used it in a month now. So, no harm, no foul. Everything will work out for a reason. If I'm supposed to have it, I'm supposed to have it. If I'm not, I'm not. It's been too windy most of the time to fly it anyway, and I'm glad I was able to get the shots on the Pacific coast that I was able to get. That's really what I bought it for. So, after the drone crashed into the river, I was asking a couple that was making their burgers if they had seen it crash, and they said no. So I pulled up the DJI Fly app, located it by GPS, went over, picked it up out of the water, and they walked over and they were like, "Would you like a burger?" And I said, "Oh, that would be great." So I sat down with them. Great people. Matt's in the military. They're about to go to Japan, so they're taking like a RV trip across the United States to Seattle, where they'll fly out of. And believers from down in Mississippi and Jackson area, right there near my home. And so we talked for, a while. They gave me a burger, then they gave me another burger, a couple bottles of water, a banana. I am so thankful. Thank you so much, guys. You just don't know how much I appreciate it on this long ride. Being able to fuel up with carbs, especially after a day like today with, just a Pop-Tart and leftover sandwich from yesterday, and then a gas station pizza is what I got when I got into town. I was starving. So yeah, I've got a burger for in the morning when I wake up. Oh, so good. So good. But yeah, that's it. I'm in the tent. I had to put the rain fly up. It started to rain as we were finishing dinner. So it's not raining now. Hopefully it doesn't rain again tonight. I like, being able to get up quickly in the morning without having to dry everything out. But that's part of the Redeeming Eden cycle tour. Got to deal with the weather. So if you know anyone who has passed away from addiction, please, get me their name. Either put it in the comments on YouTube or find me on Facebook, Adam Lineberry, Mobile, Alabama, and I would love to ride for your person. If you know anyone who is actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction. That's the whole goal of this ministry, is to start a rehab so that maybe we can save one more life. If you know anybody who's in recovery, hey, share this with them. We're all in it together. And I pray for the recovery community often, so it's always good to have some of you guys in my corner too, praying for me. And then don't forget that Redeeming Eden is a non-profit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a donation link in the description. You can go there. You can find my bio on their website. You can pay with PayPal, and you can donate once, or you can donate monthly. It's whatever the Lord puts on your heart. Again, if He puts it on your heart to pray, then just pray. I'm only now in Dubois through prayer. And so, yeah, amazing trip so far. I love all the little things that I run into along the way, like drone crashes. They definitely make the days interesting. So I've made it out of bear country, it looks like. I'll be in mostly prairies and no tree overhangs for the next, I guess, the rest of the way through Wyoming. Which is okay, but I definitely need to get a welder's hat and some camp fuel that I still haven't been able to find tomorrow when I go into town. So yeah, that closes it out for the night here in Dubois, Wyoming, at Dubois Campground. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.